So in this video, I'm just going to quickly recap some of the prehistory notes and vocabulary, just in case you missed a day or you weren't able to read some pages in the social studies book with us in class, and you want to just go over the notes to make sure that you have the same thing that we had in class. So at the beginning of this page starts by saying, just a reminder, these are not your only prehistory notes. You have the notes studying the distant past as well for some additional vocabulary. These first notes were from pages 64 to 66 in My World History. We found the meaning for hunter-gatherers, technology, culture, and nomads. Hunter-gatherers are people who live by hunting animals and gathering plants for food. Technology are all of the tools and skills that people use to meet their needs and wants. We talked about how technology in the past might have been stone tools versus our technology now. We might use things like laptops and cell phones. Culture means the beliefs, customs, practices, and behavior of a particular group of people. We're going to look at some of the different cultures in social studies this year. And finally, nomads are people who move from place to place without a permanent home. Hunter-gatherers were typically nomads because they moved place to place, maybe with the seasons or with the herds. They didn't typically have a permanent home that they stayed in year-round. In this section that you read, you also learned about ways to make fire. The question on your notes asks, what are 3 ways fire was used? These are 4 examples. You could use any 3 to answer this question. To have light in the dark, they were no longer limited by sunlight. To cook their food, and to scare away dangerous animals. They also used fire as a heat source. They could live in colder climates. We also watched a Stone Age video. Maybe you saw it, or maybe you saw both of those Stone Age videos. Here are a few notes from that. You might have these 3. You could have more if you wanted to. Finally, today, the day I'm recording this, we read from pages 82 to 88 is kind of where this comes from in My World History. If you wanted to go back to the source to find where we got these things. Revolution was one of the vocabulary words. It means a complete change in ways of thinking, working, or living. We used that word when we talked about American Revolution earlier this year. Domesticate means to change the growth of plants or the behavior of animals in ways that are useful for humans. It's very similar to the word domestic, which we've seen already. But to domesticate plants means that we're growing the plants that we know are going to be most successful, modifying the behavior of animals so that we can have things like farm animals or working animals, animals that give wool to make clothing and material. A surplus is having more than enough or more than is needed. You might have written the definition extra is a surplus. And specialization here is when people spend most of their time on a single job or craft. I'm going to make a separate video to go with the table of hunter-gatherers and farmers. So if you want to take a look at that other video, I'm going to put that separately. Some of you might need one versus the other. I hope this video helps you with your prehistory notes.